gorgeous people. I hope you all are doing so good. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. Hey, if you're here for the first time. So today's reading is what was their first impression of you? Okay, so we have 3 groups for you to choose from. We have group 1, the amethyst, group 2, the clear quartz cluster, and group 3, the citrine crystal. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. If you want to pause the video to choose your group, feel free, but I shall see you all in your readings. Hey, if you chose the first group, then this reading is for you. So what was their first impression of you? All right. Wow. Okay. All right. So we have the Queen of Swords upright. We have the Queen of Cups upright, Knight of Cups reversed, and the Four of Swords upright. Okay. Okay, so their first impression of you was that you were not transparent. This feels like in a way where they maybe felt you were a little bit reserved. I mean, this doesn't have to, this could be like more so deeply reserved rather than, being reserved about everything, if that makes sense. They perceived you, sorry, no, their first impression of you was that you were quite intellectual, very knowledgeable as well. Um, their first impression was that you were quite a balanced person too, maybe quite logical as well. They viewed you at first as quite sentimental, maybe even very maternal as well. Their first impression was that you were quite curious. Maybe you were curious of them, or just, you have this curious energy in general. For others of though, for others of you though, it could be that you seemed skeptical, like maybe you're naturally skeptical, or this person, their first impression that you were maybe skeptical of them. Like the best way I can explain it is almost like when you side eye someone, it's like when you're trying to figure someone out. So yeah, they maybe kind of got that impression that maybe you were trying to figure them out and, where they stand and certain things like that. For some of you, I mean, they could have been initially skeptical of you, especially if you resonate with being strong, or being perceived as strong, or being perceived as not upfront, like not in your face. So yeah, their first impression of you was that you were quite honest, very much true to yourself as well, quite funny and a little bit sarcastic in a good way, it feels like. But yeah, their first impression of you that you are a very strong individual. For some of you, their first impression could have been that you were quite self-protective as well. Very lovely, but maybe a bit closed off. So their first impression of you was that you were quite beautiful, very attractive. So for some of you, they could have at first perceived you as wearing a mask. And this doesn't feel like, like you're a liar or anything like that. It's not like that. But wearing a mask as in, like, say, for example, you have quite a soft heart and, on the surface, you like to appear strong. You like to appear put together. But yeah, some of them, they got that impression of you when they first met you, was that you were wearing a bit of a mask, maybe a tough mask, or, you're just someone that's not to be played with, It's either that you are wearing that mask, that you are tough and, you don't like to be messed with. But for others of you, they could have just gotten that impression from you that you're just not one to be played with. For some of you, they could have, at first, they could have interpreted you as trying to maybe hide your softer or more feminine qualities. I feel for some of you, I don't know if it would resonate. Some of you, this person got the impression that you were very feminine, but maybe not so much on the surface, if that makes sense. Or it's like you're extremely feminine, but you try to hide it, or in certain environments, you try to mask it. But yeah, initially, they definitely thought you were very emotionally mature, that a lot of people must fantasize about you. They definitely, their first impression of you was definitely that you are memorable, and that you leave a lasting impression not only on them but in regards to, a lot of the people you meet. Yeah, their first impression of you is that you do stand out and that you are maybe a loyal person. For some of you, they definitely initially got the impression that you're psychic. And I'm not even getting like intuitive, empath. I'm not even picking up anything like that. For some of you, it's straight up that this person initially thought you were psychic. I don't know why. It could be different for everyone, obviously, but yeah, they definitely thought you were a bit psychic. For some of you, if you don't resonate with that, maybe it is that they think you were, they thought, sorry, that you were quite intuitive. But or if it's not intuitive, then it could just be knowledgeable. So yeah, initially they definitely got the impression that you are very generous, very kind as well. For some of you, they got the impression that you were maybe wounded by something or someone, or maybe hurt by something. So yeah, initially they definitely got the impression that you are a healer or your energy is healing. For some of you, though, they did get the impression that maybe you were a bit cautious. This could be in general, maybe with meeting new people. For others of you, maybe they kind of just felt like you were a bit cautious of them. And it could just be a bit of a standoffish energy when you're, initially trying to read someone. So for some of you, they kind of got that impression that you were maybe trying to read them and, that you were a bit cautious or, not 100% sold on them, if that makes sense. But there is this huge emphasis on your beauty though. So for some of you, this person definitely thought you were so extremely beautiful when they first saw you. Like I feel like it's your energy and your outward appearance for sure. For some of you, initially they felt like you had lovely dress sense, maybe very complimentary to, you. So for some of you, if this resonates, initially they kind of got the impression that you were quite talkative, maybe when you want to be. They also got the impression that you were a bit moody, or maybe during that first few encounters or first encounter, they maybe felt like you were maybe not in the best mood. For some of you, it could have been that they initially thought you weren't interested in them. But yeah, they got the impression that you follow your heart, regardless of what that may look like, and that you're very charming as well. Only take this if it resonates for your situation. But initially, this person could have got the impression that you maybe weren't open to dating, maybe because you're married, maybe because you're in a partnership already, or you're just not, at that place in your life where you're looking for someone serious. For some of you, though, they kind of felt like you wanted them to make the first move. And if it resonates, they felt like you wanted them to ask you out. But for some of you, it's like when they first met you, they felt the urge to ask you out or to ask for your number or to be your friend or just to get to know more about you, you know? If this is like a platonic person you're asking about, then it could definitely be that this person just had the urge to know more of you, to know more about you, you know? Because I definitely feel like they got the impression that you were quite a complex person. Like what you see is probably not what you get, you know? There's so much more to you. For some of you, it's like when they first met you, they wanted to ask for your contact information as well. They definitely perceived you initially as someone who follows your goals. I'm hearing follows through on your goals, so follows through on your ideas. Like maybe they kind of just see you or saw you, sorry, as someone who, once your mind has been made up, that you keep going and that you are dedicated. So yeah, for some of you, I don't know if I said this earlier, but they could have initially perceived you as very loyal. This could be in a general sense. This could be towards your goals. This could have been towards someone specific, like a partner or a friend, a colleague. They kind of just felt like you were very dedicated and loyal in some way. But yeah, initially they definitely got the impression that you were very patient. This is gonna sound weird, but for some of you, when they first met you, they felt like you have a very nice walk. Like the way you move is very beautiful to this person. And for some of you, initially they got the impression that you were a bit of a heartbreaker. Um, for some of you, they could have felt like you are or were overwhelmed in that moment, or maybe in general, and where it's like you have a lot on your plate. They definitely felt like you had this naturally healing energy, and for some of you it feels completely unintentional. It's like, maybe I don't know, maybe you do or maybe you don't have the intention to heal, but it feels really random. It's like in this moment, okay, maybe it wasn't my intention to heal you, of course, but it's like for some of you, yeah, I feel like this could be in regards to a lot of people, not only the person you're asking about, though, where a lot of people can find your energy quite healing, whether you mean to be or not. So for some of you, they could have initially got the impression that you're in your head a lot as well, or you have a lot on your mind. So I feel, even though they may have perceived you as at first as, having a lot on your mind, maybe even being a bit overwhelmed in certain, cases, they still felt like you looked flawless or you looked very rested considering, all the stuff that you have going on, or, for some of you, it's just like they feel like your mind is constantly turning. So yeah, they could have also got the impression that you like to do yoga or that you meditate or you are just a meditative person. But yeah, they definitely felt like you are someone that knows themselves. Okay, so we have here give it to God, take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release this situation to God for healing and answers. All right, this is completely irrelevant to your reading for some of you, but there is someone coming through that wants you to know that if you are in a difficult position or you're feeling a bit stuck or things just feel not clear, um, then someone here is asking you to kind of give it to God, and trust me, it will be resolved, okay? And you will find a solution very, very soon, okay? But yeah, this person could have got the impression that um, so yeah, they could have got the impressions that you don't let things stress you out too much. They could have definitely got that impression when they first met you, or the first few encounters, where you try to not let certain things bother you. Instead, you prefer to kind of release it, you know so we also have here multifaceted. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation and person you're asking about. Yeah, for sure. When this person, the first impression they got of you is that there's so much more below the surface when it comes to you. You're someone with layers, and a lot of layers. For some of you, they could have definitely got the impression that you were maybe multi-talented, but I definitely feel like it's you cannot judge this book by its cover. Definitely not. So yeah, for some of you, they definitely got the impression that there is a lot more to you than maybe they first got to witness, if that makes sense. So we have here box, reveal your secret power. So yeah, for some of you, their first impression of you was that you were quite a powerful person, or very strong person, but you could be humble about it. It's like you're not necessarily overt about it. For some of you, they could have got the impression that you were secretive, or you just don't reveal certain things so easily. Okay. So we also have here car, get into the driver's seat of your life. Yeah, so this person's impression of you is that you're not going to wait for someone to hand you an opportunity. You're going to go out and get it. You're not going to wait for someone to tell you what to do or give you instructions. You're just going to go and get it done. So this person definitely got the impression of you is that you are in control of your life, that you prefer to have control of your life, and that you're very much in the driver's seat of your own life as well. So we also have him make friends. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. So for some of you, their first impression of you is that for some of you, okay, I'm getting two messages that you're either only looking for friendship, but for some of you, this person got the impression that you would make a very great friend, or that they definitely wanted to be your friend and kind of get to know you a bit more. And finally, we have his slow down to relax, break to enjoy the beauty around you. So what was their first impression of you? For some of you, when they first met you, their first impression of you is that you either prefer to take it easy, or you were at a point in your life where you even needed to take it easy, maybe health reasons. But yeah, they definitely view you as someone who, it's like that Four of Swords energy. It's like when you need to take a break, you take a break. And for some of you, it's like when they first met you, they kind of just perceived you as someone who's quite relaxed, maybe quite chill, quite cool. And I'm not in a rush. Yeah, for some of you, maybe they got the impression that you're not in a rush as well. Um, and maybe you do take breaks as well to kind of enjoy life and, the small blessings around you as well. Yeah, their first impression of you is that you're quite an awesome person, to be honest. Like, I would have to say this person's first impression, they really didn't really didn't or don't, you know, have a bad word to say about you, honestly. But yeah, that is all I have for you, group one. I hope it could resonate. I hope it can make sense for you. But I'm wishing you all the best on your journeys. And thank you for this reading because it was really nice, this energy. All right, take care. Bye. Hey there, gorgeous people. I hope you all are doing so good. If you chose the second crystal, this clear quartz, then this reading is for you, okay? So, the person on your mind, or maybe you're asking for general. I don't know why that came out, but yeah, maybe some of you asking just like general impression. But yeah, what was their first impression of you? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups, and then we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. It's so weird because in the last reading there were two queens in this position, and now there's two pages in this position. So I just want to see the next pile and see if there's two kings at the front or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so we have Page of Cups upright, Page of Pentacles reversed, Ten of Wands reversed, and the Devil upright. So for those of you who chose this group, I feel like the person on your mind, their first impression of you could have been that you were quite emotional, maybe a bit of a sensitive soul as well. For some of you, they thought you were an empath, or they kind of just felt like you were empathetic. For some of you, maybe they kind of felt like you were someone who needed empathy. But I didn't really get that for a lot of you. It's more so that this person maybe thought you were an empath. So yeah, they could have had the impression that you were maybe not all the way developed. I don't know if some of you who are picking this group are maybe younger, or, you know, maybe certain things you just had to do later in life, as compared to, you know, some other people for whatever reason. Maybe for some of you, I don't know if you know, met this person when you were quite young too, but, you know, their first impression of you was that maybe you're not developed all the way in some way. For some of you, maybe they thought you were childlike in some way as well. For some of you, yeah, they could have had the impression that you were a bit immature in some ways. But for some of you, they just kind of got the impression that you are young, you know, so if that means, you know, young at heart, maybe your appearance is very youthful, maybe you have a bit of a, you know, baby face. But yeah, they definitely felt like something about you was very young, either appearance wise, emotionally, as in like development, or your energy was just very youthful, you know? Yeah, so they definitely got the impression that you could have been, or that you are, or were, very intuitive. So for some of you, they could have got the impression that you admired them. They got the impression that you kind of are someone that goes with the flow, that you're someone who is generous, that you're romantic. For some of you as well, they definitely initially got the impression that you were quite whimsical and quirky as well. So for some of you, this person could have got the impression that you are either deserving of admiration, for something that you do or something that you've done. But for others of you, they could have felt like you maybe wanted admiration. I don't really feel that for a lot of you. But yes, this person definitely got the impression that you have a lot of good ideas. Um, they definitely thought that you were a bit of a cutie. I'm not gonna lie. They definitely felt like something about you was very adorable to them, you know? So this person could have got the impression that marriage is important to you, or that you kind of just want to get married at some point. I don't know, did some of you meet this person when you were a child or when you were just like really young, maybe a teenager or young adult? But yeah, if not, they definitely perceived you as childlike in some way. So if this resonates, they could have got the impression that you have no financial goals, or you're not really too fussed when it comes to financial planning. They could have also kind of got the impression that you were really carefree with your money. This could be in regards to yourself and, other people. So maybe for some of you, money is just not much of a big deal to you, whether you have a little or a lot. Maybe it's just not that important. But for some of you, it could be the completely opposite. And they kind of got the impression that money is really important to you. But I have to say that this whole no financial goals, it doesn't feel like it is referring to work or career goals or anything like that. Even though it could be, if that makes sense for you. But yeah. So yeah, this person could have got the impression that you are impatient or that you were impatient. For some of you, it could have been that you were a bit impulsive or that you are impulsive. For some of you, though, this person could have got the impression that you were quite impatient in regards to your plans or maybe planning things. One second. For some of you, they could have gotten the impression that you're actually like always on the go, or that you seem just like you're rushing sometimes. Or for some of you, it feels like maybe rushing a goal or rushing, how do you say this? Like rushing a process for some of you. But I don't feel like they see you as like hectic and, in the general sense. Yeah. Okay, only take this if it resonates, but this person could have also had the impression that you are the bearer of bad news in some way. They could have felt like you have great ideas, but maybe little time or little motivation in order to see it through. Maybe even in regards to them. So yeah, for some of you, they definitely could have gotten the impression that you maybe don't enjoy responsibility or having to be responsible. Maybe, for yourself, or maybe even of this person that you're asking about, if you're asking about a specific person, or maybe just other people in general. You don't, maybe they got the impression that you don't like to feel responsible for other people and what they are doing. So for some of you, this person could have got the impression that you either are or you seemed stressed. You either were stressed at that moment or yeah, seemed a bit stressed. No, it could have been that complete opposite actually. For some of you, they got the impression that you seem stress free, or that you kind of prefer to keep your life stress free. For some of you, yeah, they could have felt like you were not up for a challenge. And for some of you, they either got their first impression that you would reject them, or maybe during your first few interactions with them, they felt rejected by you. For some of you, yeah, they could have got the impression that you were a bit irresponsible, or you just prefer to keep it that way. So yeah, this person could have initially felt like you are restricted in some way, or you are restrictive of people or restrictive of yourself in some way. But yeah, they definitely felt like you prefer to live an easy life. So yeah, this person could have got the impression that people take you for granted, or you take certain things in your life for granted. But yeah, they definitely felt that you were maybe self-focused. Only take this if it resonates, but this person could have gotten the impression that you always have something, not nice to say, or just something a bit, negative to say or bad to say. But only take that if it resonates. That does not feel like it's meant for everyone that's watching this, okay? But yeah, this person, they got the impression that you eat maybe unhealthily or you have unhealthy habits. For some of you, if this resonates, they could have definitely got the impression that you could struggle with your mental health. They could have also got the impression that you were maybe, either codependent or just not fully, self-dependent. Self-dependent, is that even a thing? Anyways, so yeah, this person, they could have got the impression that you were quite secretive. If it's not secretive, then it could have been that they felt like you were just a bit vague. This person could have also got the impression that you were a little bit obsessive, and maybe even in a difficult situation or position. But it's like you still have a smile on your face, or you're still quite optimistic about your life, even if certain things are not as you would like it to be. They kind of got the impression that you still stay optimistic, hopeful. But yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. So what was their first impression of you? So we have here purification and detoxification. It is time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. So the only message I'm getting from this is that this person's first impression could have been that you were trying to purify your life in some way. Or that you were kind of like looking for something new. This could have been new inspiration, a new relationship, a new friendship. But yeah, they could have definitely felt like you were looking for something new, looking for change, looking for something different than you've been used to. So we also have here turquoise spiritual path, and it says your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. What was their first impression of you? For some of you, they kind of just got the impression that you're still learning, you're still developing, you're still, I don't know if trying to find yourself is the right thing to say, but they kind of felt like certain things were becoming clearer to you. For some of you, they kind of got the impression that you needed to make certain life changes, if this person, even knows you like that. But yeah, they could have definitely got the impression that you needed to make certain changes in your life. I don't know why I keep hearing diet in my head. So for some of you, yeah, it could have been in regards to your diet in some way. And I don't know if this will resonate with any of you as well, but this person's first impression could have been that you needed a wake-up call in regards to something. So we also have here angel, tap into your higher wisdom. So yeah, their first impression of you was that you're quite wise in regards to certain things. For some of you, they could have gotten the impression that you were maybe, angelic or just very sweet, or you kind of seem sweet in some way. For some of you, they could have gotten the impression that you were spiritual, but I don't feel like they would have used the word spiritual, if that makes sense. But yeah. But yes. So we have his celebrity, shine like the star you are. Nice. So for some of you, this person's first impression of you could have been that you were quite confident. If it's not that you were confident, I do feel like it is that you were confident for some of you. But if it's not that you're confident, they could have just felt like you have a lot of admirers. Okay, so maybe it's not that you like to be admired. I think I said that earlier. It could have been that you just have a lot of admirers. But for some of you, maybe you like to be admired. I don't know. But yeah. So for some of you, they could have got the impression that you either are famous, you want to be famous, or you're working towards becoming famous, or you could just be very popular, and they kind of got the impression that you were very popular. So we also have here imagination. Yeah, so this person definitely had the impression that you have great, great, great ideas. This could, extend to your imagination. They felt like you have a great imagination. And finally, we have you are unique. That's dope. Okay, so for some of you, this person got the impression that you are someone who is incredibly unique. But yeah, that is what I have for you, for those of you who chose this group. I hope it could resonate. I hope it could make sense for you, be helpful. I don't know. But I'm wishing you all the best on your journeys, okay? Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hey, if you chose the third group, if you chose this here citrine crystal, then this reading is for you. Okay, so what was their first impression of you? Okay, so we have, okay, nice. So we have the Hierophant reversed, Six of Pentacles upright. This is such lovely energy, guys. And Ace of Cups upright, and the Seven of Wands upright. Oh, sorry, give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. So their first opinion or impression of you could have been that you're non-traditional, or you're just not a very traditional person. That could be in different ways, or you don't conform to certain things. They definitely had the impression that you are someone unique. This could be in the way you think, maybe the way you dress. For some of you, they could have gotten the impression that you weren't married, or that you weren't looking for marriage when they first met you. Even if you are married. So yeah, they could have also gotten the impression that you have a non-traditional relationship with someone. This could be a boss, maybe a child, a partner. But yeah, or maybe you have non-traditional relationships with maybe, a lot of the people that you may know. Maybe even your parents for some of you. But yeah, they definitely at first perceived you as very easygoing. They could have had the impression that you have trouble committing to things or to people. They could have also felt that you were a bit indecisive when they first met you, or maybe you kind of gave off that energy in their perception. So yeah, they could have also gotten the impression that you don't enjoy leading again, even if you already are in a position of leadership. They could have felt that you don't enjoy leading, or you just don't really like having to tell other people what to do, or having to direct, or even micromanage or manage other people. So yeah, this person, they definitely could have had the impression that people have unfortunately taken you for granted or have abused your kindness in some way. They could have also gotten the impression that you are a great teacher. Maybe to the people that know you, if any of you are literally teachers, they could feel like you're a great teacher. So even if it's not in a professional sense, by the way, guys, okay? But yeah, they definitely at first perceived you as very charitable, that you're someone who is extremely likable and you are very much well liked by the people around you in your environment. But they also got the impression that you're quite authoritative as well. Yeah, they could have either felt like you were very authoritative, or they got the impression that you were authoritative and really wise too. If it's not that you are authoritative, they could have just felt like you had a lot of authority, in some way. So yeah, they definitely got the impression that you are someone who's very kind. Um, for some of you, they could have gotten the impression that you like and perhaps prefer when things are, equal and fair. Perhaps they kind of got the impression that you don't like inequality in some way. So yeah, they could have definitely gotten the impression that you were quite supportive, or if it resonates that you need support, maybe need more support than you're currently getting. Maybe, yeah. For some of you, they definitely could have gotten the impression that you're doing well for yourself financially, whether you're well off or not. But yeah, they got the impression that you like when things are balanced. Um, Perhaps they got the impression also that you like to share. This could be, your food to your life story. I don't know, but they definitely felt like you were maybe, let me see if open is the right word. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you're open or that you just kind of like to share, depending on if you resonate with that or how you resonate with that. But yeah, they felt like you had very strong character when they first met you. They were very attracted to you when they first met you as well, and they wanted to get with you. I feel for a lot of you, especially if you're asking about someone that you may know has feelings for you, or maybe when you first knew them, they had feelings for you. But yeah, the first few times they met you, the first few interactions, their first impressions of you were that you are extremely attractive. And not only to them, but a lot of people like you and desire you. They could have gotten the impression that you were someone who's very friendly, or just, it doesn't even have to be very very friendly, actually, just friendly. um for some of you, yeah, this person, their first impression of you is like, okay, I want this person to be my new romantic connection. They definitely perceived you as incredibly sexy. Their first impression of you, like, they felt like you were a positive person. They felt like you were maybe a happy person as well, and that you kind of deserve the best in life and love. But I feel like specifically love, they felt like you deserve the best in that area. But when they first met you, yeah, they kind of, when they first met you, maybe when they first met you or their first impression of you, they kind of just felt like you were someone they wanted to hang out with, someone they wanted to get to know more, someone they wanted to socialize with. For some of you, they even felt like you were someone they wanted to, show off. But yeah, they definitely got the impression, or their impression of you was that you were very seductive, very sensual, uh, honestly, very sexy. Apparently your sex appeal was on 1,000 that day. But yeah, they also felt like you have a lot of people who are unfortunately jealous of you or hating on you, but they did also feel that you were quite protective of yourself. If it's not that you were protective of yourself, for some of you, they got the impression that you needed protecting, or that you were someone they would happily protect if they had to, or if a situation came about and you needed protection. This person felt as though they would step up for you for sure. For some of you, this person got the impression that you are emotional or that you are sensitive. So, yeah, they also felt like you were quite strong. This could be physically, or it could be in terms of your character, or it could be both. They also felt like you were maybe quite territorial in some way. So, when they first met you, or their first impression of you was that you're very assertive, or your aura is very assertive. So, whether you are intentionally, you know, being assertive, or for some of you it comes naturally. They definitely felt like there was something about you very assertive, whether it be your energy, your aura, or the action that you take. But they also felt you were, for some of you, only take this if it resonates, but around the first time they met you, or their first impression of you, could have been that you were under attack, or people kind of have a hard on for you in some way, or that you were in a situation where you're kind of having to defend yourself. um, for some of you, maybe you are aware of that energy, or you're not even aware of that energy, or you kind of just pay it no mind. But it feels like whoever this person is, they noticed the other people who were kind of like sending you the evil eye, or just not having the best things to say about you, whether they have reason to or they don't have reason to. It feels like, yeah, don't have reason to, because that's what haters do, right? Yeah, it felt like it's like whoever this person is, they kind of just saw the people around you as bored. It's like, are you seriously still talking about this person? Um, but yeah, for some of you also, they kind of got the impression that people expect way too much from you. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, some of you, yeah. So let's do this. So we have here, let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be big, bold, and show your bigger than life side to the world. So yeah, this person, the first impression they got of you was that you are someone who is really sexy, someone who, I don't know whether you allow yourself to sparkle and shine, or whether it comes naturally to you, or that's just the energy that you kind of invoked in this person. But whoever this person is, they definitely got the impression that you were born to be seen, okay? That you were born to be, not born to be desired, but you were definitely born with that wee bit of star quality, you know what I mean? But yeah. But for others of you, it could just be that they got the impression that you were someone who's quite bold, and maybe you have a big personality as well, if that resonates for you. So we also have here Jade, wellness. The recovery of health and wellness is here. For some of you, this person's first impression of you could have been that you're focused on your health or that you've maybe recently recovered from something. For others of you, maybe they kind of got the impression that you was helping someone else heal or recover, or they kind of just see you as someone who is focused on their wellness and you give a shit, sorry, excuse my language, about other people's wellnesses as well. Or maybe just the people close to you, I don't know. Um, yeah, like family, maybe friends. For some of you, yeah, they definitely got the impression that you care about other people's health, or you just kind of care about helping other people when and maybe if you can. For some of you, they could have gotten the impression that you were helpful. But again, this could just be maybe, towards them in some moment or towards someone else. All right, so we also have here shopping. Pay attention to what energizes you. So their first impression of you is that you're actually quite smart and you do pay attention to, what makes you feel uplifted and what makes you feel deflated. So, even if you do have, trouble with like jealous people or, people who are unfortunately hating on you, this person, they genuinely could have the impression that you give these people no mind, that you really don't care. Because you kind of focus on what uplifts you. And this person got that impression from you, that you only focus on the things that are, beneficial or helpful to you or things that align with you. So we also have here music, sing the song of your soul and dance to your unique rhythm. So for some of you, yeah, they got the impression of you that you were someone who is incredibly unique. So it says here, dance your unique rhythm. And that's kind of similar to me in like the Hierophant, reverse Hierophant. It's because you're living life, moving to the beat of your own music or, whatever the saying is. So for some of you, they definitely got the impression that maybe your path, maybe your career, maybe what you do for work, your lifestyle in some way is just very unique, but it's right and it makes sense for you. For others of you, though, they got the impression that you could sing, or that you have great taste in music. For others of you, they kind of just felt like you had a very beautiful voice. So we also have here balanced life, love seeks your well-being. What was their first impression of you? So for some of you, they got the impression that you're trying to seek a more balanced life. For others of you, it could be that you already have a balanced life, but I feel like for some of you, it's definitely that they felt that you were trying to seek a balanced life. Maybe even amongst your quirky lifestyle, I don't know, but yeah. And finally, we have return to joy. We are here to experience joy. That's nice. And then we have the Ace of Cups down there. So that's nice. Okay, so their first impression of you is that so the message I'm actually getting with this card is that their first impression of you is that you were someone or you are someone that they wanted to make happy. It's like if this person saw you sad, this person would want to put a smile on your face, So yeah, this person definitely got the impression that you were someone that they wanted to have a deeper connection with, that you are someone that they wanted to see smile. For some of you, maybe they got the not got the impression, but they felt like you had a beautiful smile as well. But yeah, that is all I have for you though, for those of you who chose this group. I hope it could resonate. I hope it could make sense for you and hope it could be nice or helpful. I don't know. But I'm wishing you all the best on your journeys, all right? Please take care. Bye.